What up, my guys? On to another show, man. Tuesday, NBA Talk with Jay. Play-in NBA Talk with Jay. Today, I'm finna go over. I already did a show on these couple of games, guys. So just let you know if you did check out this show, I appreciate y'all. But I already went over Lakers, Pelicans, Warriors, Kings. We'll go over it here once again, and then I'll go over the Hawks, Bulls, and Heat, Sixers as well. Tell you who I think is gonna win these games, my guys. Obviously, we're always trying to stay focused. We're always noticing the patterns, trusting ourselves, staying calculated, making calculated decisions, and we won't have any regrets, my guys. Shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody with the good vibes, the haters as well that's here. I appreciate y'all for tuning in as well, man. It's all love. Not everybody's gonna love you guys, but you still just got to keep going and doing what you do. You see what I'm saying? There's gonna be, if you're doing something right, there's gonna be some haters out there. So it just is what it is. Don't even pay attention to them. Kill them with success. And it's exactly what we're about to fucking do, man. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hit the like button one time for the one time, and let's get this cash, my guys. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, for bringing the positive vibes in the chat, man. I gotta switch up one of these. What's called Lakers were laying a point. Now they the underdogs in this game, man. Shit, I just noticed that, man. Last time I did the show, Lakers were the underdogs. This total has come all the way down as well, man. We're going over here to the streets of New Orleans in this one. Pelicans laying a point and a half at the house versus the Lakers in this one. This is Scott Foster is reffing in this game. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I'm probably not messing with a side in this game. I do lean to the Pelicans. But if the Lakers were able to get the job done, it wouldn't surprise me. Now, obviously, there's a ton of like angles that I have on why the Lakers shouldn't win this game. But also, you don't really want, if they really want to make the playoffs, you don't really want to risk losing this game and then have to win another one. You see what I'm saying? But if I had to bet this game, I'd have to take the New Orleans Pelicans in this game, man. I do expect them to come out and have a lot better effort, especially defensively in their last game. We know that was their first game back at the house after a 4-game road trip. I feel like they came out super sloppy. I mean, they gave up 40 points to the Lakers in that second quarter. They was not the CJ McCollum. He was red hot. Him and Zion came out, had a really cold first half, and that's what got the Pelicans down by so many points. They had to fight and claw to try to get their way back into this game, man, into their game. So I expect a lot better defensive intensity for the Pelicans to know him. Jonas Valanciunas had got into early foul trouble in there as well. They went to Larry Nance. Me personally, if I was the coach, I would try to run. I know Herb Jones and Najee Marshall are small guys, but they still have the toughness, and I still believe especially Herb Jones, are guys that can guard 1 through 5, man. I'm almost rather than him out there than Larry Nance because they have a little bit more upside as far as offensively. You see what I'm saying? Herb Jones is probably a little bit more where he's better. He can guard 1 through 5, but Najee Marshall is still a big body out there that can kind of bang. And if Anthony Davis isn't 100%, I'll tell you straight up, Anthony Davis is one of like the main X factor. It's no secret. He's been playing really well this year. He's been playing great defensively and offensively as well. Obviously, they got LeBron, D'Lo, Austin Reeves. These guys are ball Hachimura, but AD is their X factor. And we've seen games without him, they have not played well. So even if he's not 100%, or even if he comes into this game and has some other back spasms, I have a bad back, so I know how it is. That shit can be good before the game. You take one little bump, man, it could knock some shit around. You see what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Davis plays. He should play, but if he's not 100%, it's going to be really tough for the Lakers. So 3 reasons why me personally, I'm staying away from the Lakers here. Obviously, if they did win this game, they would go up against the Denver Nuggets. Now, a lot of these teams are smart. It's like the reason why the Cavs didn't want to go up against the Heat or Sixers. The Bucks didn't want to go up against the Heat or Sixers. They understand what could be a better matchup for them, or what has them like a better chance is getting as far as in the playoffs. And just me personally, this is just how I feel, guys. I feel like the Lakers don't really have a great chance of being in the playoffs for long term if they go up against the Nuggets. Like I'm one of the guys that think that they could match up with the Nuggets. I thought so. And then guess what? Every single time they play them, they end up getting smashing. So I can think whatever I want. What we've seen is that the Nuggets have absolutely owned the Lakers. And I do think that they need Jared Vanderbilt to go up against the Lakers as well. So he could play that rover versus Jokic. And then Anthony Davis, who needs to be 100%, could like kind of stay towards the paint like Rudy Gobert does. So I used to think that the Lakers can hang with the Nuggets. But what do we see? Even on the Kobe nights, man, even when they unveiling Kobe's statue, you know what I'm saying? They smacked him up. It was another time as well. I don't know what the other occasion was, but it was a big get up spot for the Lakers as well, man. And what happened? They were up by 10 points versus the Nuggets, and they couldn't get the job done, man. So I believe they're 0-3 straight up this for a year versus the Nuggets. Obviously, they got swept as well in the playoffs last year. So just if it was me, like if they're like we're to duck smoke, I would want no part of the Nuggets. And also, obviously, in its revenge type of spot as well, you usually like to take the team that just lost that first game, especially when they're at the house as well. They're going to have the adjustments. They're going to have the rocking crowd, you know what I'm saying? And this is probably the Pelicans' best chance to make the playoffs because, I mean, if you lose this one, then you got to try and win the game versus the 9 or 10 seed is going to be even tougher here. So this is a playoff style type of game. I'd still lean to the under in this game, man. And this under has been getting hit as well. And this is something that my guy Ski noticed as well. Like when two teams play a game and then the game went over because the last game was like it opened up at 231. I think it went down, like closed at 229 or 228 and a half or something like that. And then went over the total. And I'm going to, it was 120, what was it? 124 to 108. And won 232 points. When the first game goes over the initial total, and then they bring the total down in the next game, the bookmakers are telling you a story right there that this game is going to be a lot more defensively, and that's why you see the line, the total get hit down 4 points as well. So if I had a best bet in this game, it would be the under, even though you've lost a ton of value. I'm not going to lie, on the side, I could see it going either way. I would lean towards Pelicans first half full game, but like I said, with Scotty in here, when you have some of these type of special refs, you never know what they're necessarily in there for. Like, just be keeping it straight up with you. You see what I'm saying? So usually when Scott Foster plays, it's really good for the Lakers, but also I usually don't like to go with the Lakers when all the money is on them. Now it start to shift where some of this money is kind of like half and half towards the Pelicans, depend on where you look, but I still feel like there's a ton of people that's just like, oh, we're taking the Lakers again. They just smacked them up. We're going to take them again, man. So I'd be leaning towards Pelicans first half full game and the under on this one. The main one would be the under in this one. Let's go over here to the streets of Sacramento on this one. Warriors come out and play. They're laying 2.5 points on the road versus the Kings. Total sit at 223. I know that there's like a lot of money on the Warriors, but I don't care. I don't see a scenario where the Kings have enough to get it done versus these guys. Now, the Kings don't have a bad squad. Even though they're missing Kevin Huerter and Malik Monk, they're still not a bad team, and they do play really well at the house as well. Fox and Sabonis can absolutely carry a team. You're going to need Keegan Murray to show up. You're going to need Harrison Barnes to show up as well. So I'm saying Keon Ellis, he's came in there and played some really great defense. He's almost the exact type of player, same type of player that Davion Mitchell is. These guys are great defensively. They do not really give you a ton offensively. Like if they go for 10 points, like that's damn near a career high to the Abuse. No disrespect. There's no career high, but if they go for 10 points, like that's like them giving you like 30. You know what I'm saying? That's the equivalent of them giving you 30 points if they can get to double digits, man. So they're out there to disrupt, and if they get in foul trouble, it's all. I mean, this is the whole thing with the NBA these days. It all goes on how the game is called. The Warriors play really tight defense as well, but like I say, if the Kings, the guys like Keon Ellis, De'Aaron Fox, first off with Fox, if he's not getting his offensive fouls, we know that these players, they try to outsmart the refs. They throw their body and try to get the foul calls. You know what I'm saying? If Fox isn't getting those calls, it's going to be a long night for him. If guys like Keon Ellis, who plays really tight, sticky defense, if he's getting getting foul calls on defense, it's going to be a long night for the Kings. That's their only way to stay in this game. And I'm sure the Warriors see what I see as well. Sabonis usually doesn't do well versus the Warriors. They can drive the paint every single time. They can put Sabonis in the pick and roll every single time, and he usually gets smashed on the defensive end. Offensively, he's a baller, but on the defensive end, the Warriors really know how to take advantage of the Domantas Sabonis in this game here, man. So he's another one. If he gets in foul trouble, it's going to be a long night for him here. But the Warriors, they've been road warriors, and it's almost like I'd rather them to play this game on the road. They've been a much better team on the road than they've been at the house all year, guys. This team is 25-15 straight up on the road. They absolutely flipped the script from last year. Number one team in the NBA against the spread, 27-14 against the spread on the road, guys. Number one in the NBA. 8-2 straight up in their last 10 games, 8-2 straight up in their last 10 on the road as well. And the Kings haven't seen this version of them. They played 4 times this season. The Warriors won the first couple matchups, even with the Kings having playoff revenge from last year. And then the Kings won the last 2. Their last 3 matchups have been decided by 1 point, but they have not seen this version of the Warriors where they have Trace Jackson Davis at the starting 5 over there, Draymond Green at the 4, Wiggins at the 3, Klay Thompson at the 2, Steph Curry. Hopefully he goes bunkers and puts somebody night tonight. But I like the Warriors here on the money line. I laid -130 with the money line here, man. So I would lay the money line all the way up to -150. I can't talk you off laying the 2.5 with the Warriors. I liked it as well, but I in this particular spot, something I'm going to be doing a lot in the playoffs. It's not that you have to do it, but what I'm going to be doing in the playoffs, if I like a team to win, I'm going to be taking them on the money line. Then I'm going to see how it works out. It's probably like my first ever time in the playoffs doing it. Obviously, we could be seeing closer games, but I don't care. I'll still just lay like my 1.1 units, and then I'll take the less payout if that makes sense. So even though I'm taking Warriors on the money line, I'm taking them. I'm still risking 1.1 units. I'm not risking like 1.4, 1.5. I'm still risking my 1.1 and taking a less value, guys. But I just want you guys to understand, like what I'm betting is not necessarily what you have to bet. Some people like betting at underground bookies and they have to take the point spread. I'm still gonna like these teams to win the game and cover. I'm just taking them with my money to win, if that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? So you guys can do whatever you want. I'm not here to like hold your hand or tell you exactly what to bet. I tell you what I bet, and then you take that information and put it into your cap and say, all right, well, this is what I'm gonna do with my money. You see what I'm saying? My money is mine. Yours is yours, guys. So Warriors on the money line here for me. I would play it all the way up to -150. Any of these money lines that I'm playing, I'm still laying 1.1 units and then taking a lesser payout. All I want to do is win. You see what I'm saying? It's that simple. And I would also lean to the under in this game. But Warriors straight up for me. I know that everybody's on them, but guess what? This is the playoffs, and the games are really slim picking. So there's going to be some games where all the money is on one side. But there's starting to be some people that's coming back like, oh, okay, I'll go against the grain and take the Kings. I don't care. I'm taking the Warriors on the money line, and I will live with the results with whatever happens in this one. I do think the Warriors are the first 10 seed to get a win. They're 0-6 straight up so far on the play-in tournament. I do think the Warriors are the first 10 seed to get a win. If not them, then who? You see what I'm saying? Perfect team to get the first win as a fucking 10 seed. Let's fucking go, man. All right, let's get over here to Thursday games in this one. Bulls laying 3 points at the house versus the Atlanta Hawks in this one, and I'm gonna keep it straight up with you, man. Now, a lot of times, like I kind of tell you guys like what I feel. That doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna tell you straight up. You know what I'm saying? I think that the Bulls, they've been playing in a little bit better form. They did win 2 of their last 3 games. They were on the road, but I mean they were playing some. They won 2 bottom feeders versus the Wizards versus the Pistons. And then they hung with the Knicks. I hated that game went into overtime, but it is what it is. At least they'll have 2 days of rest or whatever. They played 3 games versus the Knicks in their last 6 games, played up against the Magic as well. They had played against the Hawks as well and lost there with 101-13, but Trae Young wasn't around there. You know what I'm saying? Benjamin Button is what I call him here. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, my guys, man. I think this could be Trae Young's last game with the Atlanta Hawks. This could be like the Toronto Raptors of last year when we faded them in the play-in tournament versus this exact same Bulls team. And I knew that Fred VanVleet wanted out. I knew that Nick Nurse wanted out as well. And I was just thinking, even though they got up 20 points before the game, I was thinking, why would they want to win this game and try to make the playoffs with a team like, and these guys don't even really like each other. You see what I'm saying? And so just what have we seen? The DeJounte Murray running the team, it's been a whole lot better for the Hawks. Now, I could be wrong. The Hawks can match up well with the Bulls, but so this is, I'll tell you on both sides. I hate that the Bulls won't have Andre Drummond, but the Hawks have 3 main guys here that they won't have. We know that Jalen Johnson means a ton for the Atlanta Hawks. My guy here, he's one of those guys, man. He doesn't really seem like he should matter to the point spread. But if you watch the Hawks, if you watch what Jalen Johnson does out there, man, I believe he's had like a couple triple doubles this year. My guy does a lot for the Hawks out there, man. Scoring, get into the paint. They can throw him lob dunks. He's a really great defender as well. He's a great rebounder. All that good stuff. He's one of those names, man, where you don't really even know that he means that much to the Hawks. But when he's not out there, we saw that when he was out for like 3 weeks or like a month. the Hawks went through a terrible streak out there. So you're still missing you're missing Jalen Johnson, which is one of their most important players outside of DeJounte Murray. You're missing Okongwu, who's an important player, and you're missing Sadiq Bey as well. We can't forget that he tore his I believe like MCL or ACL or something like that. Those are three really important players for the Hawks, and three like two-way players as well that play really great offense and defense. Well, Okongwu's not the best offensive guy, but he's been working on it. But really great defender. Sadiq Bey, really great defender, 3-and-D type of guy. But Jalen Johnson does everything for this team. Look at the form that the Hawks are coming into this game. They've lost 6 straight games. You see what I'm saying? Now, I know that they were versus good competition. They lost to the Mavs. They lost to the Nuggets. They lost to the Heat, the Timberwolves, and the Pacers. Really good competition. But then when you lose to the Hornets out there as 8.5-point favorites, that's not good competition at the house as well, man. But and then the Pacers, I'm watching the last game versus the Pacers, and this was like the Trae Young's second game coming back, and I hated what I saw. The chemistry was horrible. I saw Trae Young talking to DeJounte Murray on the bench, and Murray just kind of like ignoring his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I can't wait to get your ass up out of here, man. I really do think that this is Trae Young's last game with the Atlanta Hawks. They're really saying that he could go to the Lakers or the Spurs. I don't think it's going to be the Lakers. I think it's more likely that he goes to the San Antonio Spurs somewhere. I don't think he's going to be in Atlanta no more. That's just what I think. I'm not trying to sell you on anything, guys. I'm just telling you what's in my brain. You see what I'm saying? So that's just my personal feeling. I feel like this is going to be Trae Young's last game with the Hawks. I hated what I saw versus the Pacers. They could have gave up 160, 170 points in that game, man. They're coming into this game absolute horrible form. They've lost their last 4 home games. I mean, road games. They're on a 4-game losing streak. Their last road win was versus the Chicago Bulls. But I can only look towards the Bulls in this one, man. I might have to just go ahead and go with my gut. Like, I'm not scared. I might have to just go ahead and bet. Go with my right mind in this one and say I'm taking Bulls on the money line. I hadn't bet this game yet, but I really think that these guys are tired of playing with Trae Young. He's not really he's a great player, but it's just not really gelling with the Hawks. I know that they had a couple years ago, they had that streak where they went to the conference finals or something like that. But I don't think this year. I think that things aren't gelling. I'm not even sure why they brought him back. I'm not gonna lie to you. If Jalen Johnson was in this game and DeJounte Murray was running the team without Trae Young, I'd be taking the Hawks here. But that's not the case. And it's Bulls or nothing for me in this spot. I might get there. We'll see about tomorrow. That's why people wanted to ask me about these games on Wednesday, and I'm like, bro, I don't really have a great look for it, to be honest with you, just yet. But it's Bulls or nothing for me here. I do think the Bulls win this game. I hadn't bet it yet, but it'd be Bulls on the money line for me personally, and I'd still lay the 3 points with them as well. I think the Hawks, even if they get a lead in this one, it's kind of the same way like the Raptors, where these guys they're tired of playing with each other. They need a new look. We've seen distractions all year. When Trae Young went out, that's when the Hawks played their best basketball. Those are just the facts. You see what I'm saying? I want no part of the Hawks here. I think this is their last game of the season, guys. Let's go over to the streets of Philly in this one. Sixers laying 7.5 points at the house versus the Miami Heat. I am a little bit worried about Joel Embiid, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm a little worried about his first off, my guy falls down so much, man. He falls down so much. There's no way in hell you're going to be able to stay healthy through the playoffs. You just came back from an injury, and then he kind of tweaked it in the last game as well. Not in their last game because they played the Nets without him, but in the game versus the Magic. But the Sixers come in this game so fucking hot. They've won 8 straight games. They've covered 10 straight games, guys. I don't know how you could bet against the Sixers in this one. I'm probably going to bet Sixers on the money line in this game, man. This is one where the money line could come into play because I could see this game going down to the wire. The Heat can match up well with these guys. Jimmy Butler, I don't know what it is. Well, you know what it is when Tobias Harris, when he was like, oh, y'all chose Tobias Harris over me. He always has something versus Sixers, but Sixers got a lot better squad now. Those trades that they made when they got guys like Buddy Hield, even Campaign off the bench, you know what I'm saying? But Kyle Lowry as well. Remember, Lowry's going up against his old squad, and since he's been on Philly, they're 2-0 versus the Heat as well, man. So I like what they did because now that they got Embiid back, you got Kelly Oubre over there, you got Maxey as well, you got Lowry that could come off the bench, B-Ball, Paul, Campaign, Buddy Hield, Batum. These guys I'm not gonna lie to you, the Sixers got a deep ass squad out here, man, and the people still believe that they could possibly even make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. But I feel like if you're gonna make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, they have to get that 7th seed. Because if they get the 8th seed and face up versus Boston, the Celtics aren't the greatest team ever, but I do think it would be really hard for the Sixers to get the job done versus the Celtics in the first round, putting them out in the first round and not even having home court advantage. I do think that would be really tough. You see what I'm saying? So the Heat, maybe they like that smoke. They like that 8th seed smoke. They were the 8th seed last year. They ended up making it all the way to, I'm pretty sure they were 7th or 8th seed, but pretty sure they were the 8th seed that made it all the way to the finals last year. They're not scared of doing it the hard way, and they have to play this game on the road as well. I think the Sixers win this game, man. Like I say, Lowry, for whatever reasons, come over there, gave them the inside info. Hey, look, this is what they like to do. This is the plays that they like to run. This is their soft spot. You know what I'm saying? This guy likes to go left, or this guy can't go left. Shit like that. Lowry knows his team, man. They put him out as a misfit, like, oh, Larry, get your ass up out of here. You're the problem. He went to the Sixers and is thriving over there with them. The Heat won for the first couple matchups this season, owned the Sixers, and then the Sixers last couple, after making them trades, even without Embiid, they beat them one of those games. Now, it was no Embiid and no Jimmy Butler as well, but Sixers have shown that they can hang with these boys. Their last matchup, they won in Miami by 4 points as well. This was recently as well, and everybody played for both teams. You see what I'm saying? So I like the Sixers to win this game, man. That's what I like. I like the Sixers to win this game. I think their path through the East would be a lot harder at the 8th seed. This is an absolute must-win for the Sixers if they want to continue to go in these playoffs in this one, man. So, like I said, the Celtics aren't the best team since sliced bread, but I do think it would be really rough for the Sixers to get the job done versus them. And the Heat might like that smoke. They're like, you know what? We want the Celtics again. We feel like we can put their ass out, man. So, Heat should still get that 8th seed. Like, I don't see the Hawks or the Bulls making the playoffs here. You could tell the prices are very reflective of that. Like, you can get them guys like, I think it's like north of plus 700, either one of the teams, Hawks or Bulls, to make the playoffs. So if you do feel like one of them could put the Heat out in that in the next play-in tournament, then you should probably go ahead and take it now. But I mean, we just don't see. We know that the Heat and Sixers likely going to end up 7 and 8 some type of way. You know what I'm saying? But I really do think that it's going to be Sixers versus the Knicks, and then we're going to get Heat versus Celtics. That's what I really feel. But who knows, my guys? But I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Went through all 4 games. Went through the Tuesday games, the games tonight, the Pelicans, Lakers, and Warriors, Kings twice. I already did the Tuesday show. What was it, on Sunday? You see what I'm saying? But I went over it again, man. I'm on the Warriors on the money line. That is official. That is something that I bet. If I'm looking towards that Pelicans game, I'd be heavily leaning towards Pelicans first half and full game, and the under. I do think the under is a better play in that one. I think you see a lot more locked in Pelicans team in this one. Brandon Ingram is probably going to be let off his leash. He's going to have a little bit more minutes out there, but I just feel like the Pelicans will be a lot more connected in this type of game. Last game was a 4-game coming back home off 4-game road trip. We know what happens. They probably, you know what I'm saying, they had to go see their ladies and shit, man. They just weren't locked in. Well, guess what? This is somewhat like a win or go home type of spot. It's not the 9-10 game, but it's still like a playoff style type of game. And I think we see the tempo slow up a little bit. And I think we see some the defensive intensity at an absolute high in this game, guys. But Warriors, for me, on the money line, there's a lot of money on the Warriors, guys, but I feel like Steph, I feel like Steph and the guys are primed to be the first 10 seed to win a match. Remember, 10 seeds are 0-6 straight up so far in the play-in tournament. I do think the Warriors are the prime team to be the first team to get the 10 seed, possibly even make it out of the fucking play-in tournament into the playoffs. I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping, my guys, but Hawks Bulls, I do think it's Hawks. Trae Young's Benjamin Button over there. I do think it's his last game in a Hawks uniform. Why do you want to keep winning if y'all know y'all tired of playing with this guy? Let's go ahead and get to next year. You see what I'm saying? That's just what I feel. I think I had to feel last year with the Raptors, and it worked out. And it was versus the same team. Hopefully, DeRozan's daughter is at the game once again. Please don't she should be out of school by the end. You see what I'm saying? We need her front row screaming. Get her some water. All that water, tea, hot tea, get your throat ready, like not that way, but you know what I'm saying, get your throat ready to scream DeRozan's daughter, man. No, you know what I'm saying, no Jeffrey Epstein type shit, man. Y'all dig what I'm saying. But Sixers, Heat, I can only look towards Sixers winning the game outright, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is one game where I could see where like the money line really could come into play. Like if you like the Heat, I take the 4.5. If you like the Sixers, I would go ahead and play it straight up on the money line. That's just me personally. I could see this game going like all the way down to the wire. You see what I'm saying? Trey goes to the Wizards. Send his ass to the Wizards. Do y'all have any questions, my guys? Because I do have a little bit more time. If you got any nah, I just had to make that clear, my guy. Nah, no video. I had to make that clear, bro. You see what I'm saying? It's some real shit, bro. Like for real. You dig what I'm saying? Like I don't play around like that, man. I have a very small play on Bulls -3. I can't talk you off, bro. I think the Bulls are the right side here. I would like that game a little bit more. I do feel like I have a clearer feeling for that. Like I said, when I saw DeJounte Murray, when Trey Young was talking to him on the bench, you know how players talk. DeJounte Murray just got his head over the whole time. Like, man, get your ass out of my ear, bro. I'm ready for your ass to go to the Spurs. You know what? I called Pop and told him, come get your ass. Take your ass, San Antonio. Get off my team, man. Because when they get Sadiq Bey, Jalen Johnson, the Hawks can make some noise next year. Trey Young, I don't think it's a good fit for him. He's a good player, all that good stuff, but I don't think that it's it for him, my guys. I don't think that is it, man. I hope so. And you know what I think? I think that this that the playoffs are going to be somewhat like the NCAA tournament. That's what I feel like. Because remember, UConn covered every spread. Some of these teams, it's just like, yeah, they're the favorite. Yeah, all the money's on them. I want to fade them. And it just didn't matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? The square, this is what I'm starting to notice. The square is the new sharp. Like, you just go with what you know. And so I want to say that because, like, even if you guys don't agree with what I'm saying, just go with what you know, man. If there's a team that you like and you're saying, like, hey, I know that I really think this team is better. Like, when I was talking about, a lot of people hit me up like, bro, the Pacers going to put the Bucks out. If you feel that way, guys, go with your gut. You see what I'm saying? It could just be that simple. Like, the sharps these days are like, you know what I'm saying? These sharps can overthink things, and the squares sometimes, like, where you just look at it like, oh, okay, this is easy. That's what the shit's been cashing. It was like that in the NCAA tournament, and it's probably going to be the same way in the NBA playoffs, guys. So NC State was one of those teams that just got hot, and that could happen with a team in the playoffs as well, where we know that they're not necessarily a better team, but if they're playing the right basketball at the right time, you could go on a run. You see what I'm saying? So, and other teams, it's going to be the favorite, and they're just going to overpower the other team like UConn did, man. So, that's what we're going to see in this one, man. Yep, no Giannis in game one. Paul says he's taking Kings plus 2.5. They lose in a close one. Very possible, bro. Like I say, last 3 games have been decided by 1 point. I'm only taking Warriors on the money line in that one, man. Boston first half, game 2. Game 1, 2 units. I'm glad we realized how toxic Young is for their team. That's a fact. Too much drama in Atlanta. That's an absolute fact there as well. Player awards, those have basically already been decided, my guy. My guy says he likes Kuminga points over Trey, and Wemby would go stupid, though. That's an absolute fact right there. Wemby's going to go crazy with anybody, but Trey Young and Wemby would go crazy as well, man, because definitely he would hide Trey Young's defensive abilities right there. AZ likes Pelicans first half on the money line, Sixers on the money line. I think them shits go 2-0. Mavs to win Clippers series. I went over those series yesterday, my brother. I went over those series yesterday. Playoff gentlemen, I hope so, man. Playoff Jimmy is very live. I don't think they can fuck with the Sixers, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do not think that they can fuck with the Sixers, man. I like the Sixers, but the plus 4.5 might be too much. That's a fact, man. Don't be afraid to take the money line on some of these teams, man. Even if you want to, like, so I know the Sixers money line is minus 180. Like, you or what, some spots minus 185 is minus 200 at other places. I don't know if I would lay it at minus 200, but still, like, even if you want to take a lesser payout and still lay like what you regularly lay, sometimes you guys don't have to be afraid of the money line. If you want to just take the points, like, you know what I'm saying, like, take the minus 4.5 and just live with the results. I can't talk you off, but like in the playoffs, just remember, like, a win is a win, even if it's like a small win, and you have to lay what you have to lay to get a smaller, you know what I'm saying, amount, my guy. So I just want to say that, man. But you guys can bet however you like. I'm not here. I never tell you guys how much to bet or what to bet. You see what I'm saying? Take foul, Jimmy. But yeah, that's it, man. Like, we didn't have a ton of questions in the chat. Live bets all day and night. You can never go wrong with the live bets, my guys. You can never go wrong. You see what I'm saying? I like y'all Saturday, Jay. I know he's talking about the Mavs. They not calling fouls. Yeah, if they not calling fouls, man, Jimmy might be in a hard. He might have a hard. Guys like De'Aaron Fox, Joel Embiid too, though. Joel Embiid, Fox, Jimmy Butler, Jalen Brunson, you know what I'm saying? They might have a hard time, man. They might have a bit of a hard time in some of these games because, like, that's what they do. They get half their points from the free throw line. I'm just telling you straight up. You know what I'm saying? It's not a secret. Watch their game. It's like some of these guys are actors, man. Some of these guys are actors. Like, when the guy goes and then they throw their head back or throw their arm back, that's Hollywood shit right there, man. You see what I'm saying? It's Hollywood shit. Heat in 6. Bulls Hawks going over 218.5. Couldn't talk you off. If the Warriors are down at the half, I would live bet them. That's not a guy. It's not a bad look right there, man. But finna get out of here, man. It's all love. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Like I said, y'all can't hit the like button. I will be live tomorrow once again. Maybe I'll start going over some Friday games as well. Yeah, because we should by tomorrow. I think we'll have maybe some Friday playing tournaments, or at least one of them. Right, yeah, because whoever wins and then loses tonight, they'll be playing on Friday, man. So it's all love. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hit the like button one time for the one time. We've been getting our 1,000 likes. You see what I'm saying? Let's keep it going. Remember, we staying focused, man. No matter what, no matter the haters or what, they're not gonna knock us off of our shit. We stand focused, no matter what. We noticing the patterns. We're trusting ourselves, no matter what. Staying calculated, making calculated decisions. We're not gonna have any regrets, man. Whatever you guys are betting, make sure you're not regretting it. Like even if you're just riding with me, win or lose, you should not regret anything that you're betting, guys. It's all love. Playoff J in full effect. Let's take these bookies to Smack City. It's all love. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hope y'all have a great day, great week, all that good stuff, man. It's all love. Let's get this cash, baby. We out. Let's go. Come on.